Hey everybody, welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Mandy.
I'm here with my bestie, Jessica.
So this is a video that you guys like. We like to do these every once in a while. This is a video, this is a more hype video. These are books that are out there, but they need more hype.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Do you need to add
Yes.
anything? I don't know what to add to that. Make it good so everybody wants to read it.
Well, these books also have less than 1,000 ratings on
Yeah,
Goodreads, so that's
but
how
they're
we
books
pick
that we
them.
rated. They're books we rated pretty high. So
Yes. Well,
yeah,
obviously, if we want people to hype them.
hype them. No. So, yeah. So we're gonna bring you some of that stuff. What do you got to tell them before then?
Well, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We appreciate that. Like, comment, hype our videos. All of that is a great way to support us. You can also check out channel membership. And make sure you always check back because we're doing 26 books of 2026 giveaways.
Yeah,
We should be announcing a new one soon.
very soon. So, all right. Well, let's get started. Okay. So the first book I have is a fairly new release, but it's also only has 95 ratings on it, and I feel like it just needs so much more. And
Sorry.
that is sorry, I can't do all the things here. Hold a book open and flip a thing and do a thing and do a thing. So that is
What are
held. Yeah, well, I see you're just sitting there freezing to death instead of flipping me over. Okay, is
I
held
never
by.
flip you over.
I know, but sometimes I need help. Can you not see me struggling here? So this is held by ML Marion. This is a historical western with a cinnamon roll cowboy, and it's a not his baby situation. So this is about Myra and Warren. Myra or is it Mara? It's Mara. It's Mara and Warren. Mara has been sold into like sex slavery kind of a thing, like a saloon girl, but her dad is the one who is pimping her out, or the man that she believes to be her father is the one who is pimping her out. And so she has found herself pregnant now, has no clue who the father's baby, the dad of the child is. And there's a situation happening where her dad is taking her from town to, I can't remember where they were going or what they were doing, but basically she's in the back of a wagon with this other girl who's being kidnapped, who is a part of the book before this, which is called Named. You don't have to have read that, but it kind of helps. But she is when they're rescued, the girls are rescued by this guy and his brother. The brother is Warren, and when he sees Mara, he's just like, this is my girl, this is the one. And so during all of this, she goes into labor. They take her back to town, and before the baby is born, he brings in a preacher, and he's like, that is my woman, that is my baby, I want to make this right before this baby comes into the world. And so basically he is offering Mara a safe place to land. She is obviously very hesitant. She's very guarded. She's been through a lot of trauma, but he loves her from the minute he sees her, and he wants that baby to be his, and he will do anything to help her heal. And he is just a great hero, and I love this book. I love this story. Hi, I love this story. King of the world, huh?
I've
So
been painting and my neck hurts, and I was just trying to stretch open really quick before you switched back over. Sorry.
okay, so yeah, so that was my first one, and it needs more ratings. It deserves way more hype.
Okay, my next book was actually published October 27th of 2020, and it only has 192 ratings, and it is a 5-star read for me.
Okay.
So let's talk about it. But real briefly, because it's a hard, like, it's kind of a go in blind book. So it's called A Letter to Delilah by Jackson Kidman. And we have Amelia, who is sent to go interview this artist, Josh. And Josh is one of those, typically described, like moody artist, I guess, if you will. And after this, she leaves and she finds a letter to Delilah. And she like reads it and starts really obsessing over this letter. And she basically feels like she's in love with the man that wrote the letter. So I'm going to leave it at that. It is really, really good. You don't need to know anything else. It's definitely a go in blind.
Okay.
And maybe that's why it doesn't have as many ratings, because people are kind of unsure about what it's going to be about. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
It's very good.
Okay.
Give it a try.
Okay. The next book, I'm just really surprised that it has such low ratings, or so many low readings. It is the first book in a duet, and the second book is going to be out in September. Probably at the end of September, because I'm supposed to get my beta copy at the beginning of September. And so this is Straight Omega by Mary Magdalene. There's only 700 and some odd ratings on this one. Like, I'm just really surprised because it's just so good. But again, a lot of people like to wait for that second book. And you guys, I know a lot of you are some of those 700, so like, I get it. You guys have probably already read this, but this is about Lily. This is an Omegaverse. It is very, very angsty. Lily has been at the Omega Institute, which is where all of the Omegas go once they present as Omega until they find their pack. And this is where they like court other packs. It's not the best place to go. It's white, it's bright. Omegas don't like that. It's very clinical, and they like soft and they like comfort. And so Lily has been there for a very long time. She has not found the right pack. She has a pack of guys courting her that she's pretty sure they're like psychopaths, and she doesn't really like them. And she's at the point now where her body is shutting down, and she's starting to die because she has not found a pack. She has not found alphas, and that is what Omegas need to survive. And so she's literally dying at this point. She's in a lot of pain. She's dying. And one night she's at this like this gala, and they tend to bring the Omegas into these kinds of things so that they can find their packs. And that is when she realizes that she's in the same room, or she's close to her fated mate. His scent hits her, and she knows that that is her fated mate. And that is I can't remember the name of him, but it is the Santos pack. And so he is the alpha of the Santos pack. And she immediately sees him. He immediately is like, that's my person. And then he's like, shuts it down and rejects her right away, because they already have an Omega. They have a male Omega in their pack, and they promised him that they would never, even if they found their scent match, bring somebody else into their home and never replace him with a scent match, which is like the ultimate match. And so they made this commitment to him, and he has a lot of trauma. And so they won't do that. And so then they offer for her to live with them for a month in order to find a pack. And so in the meantime, so she's living with her fated mates, the one people that can keep her from dying, the one set of guys that can keep her from dying. And in the meantime, they're trying to farm her out to somebody else. Jeff, I need you to get your dog. He's knocking over my camera.
Sam. Come on.
Go see Daddy. Okay. Again, it was 5 stars, and I just don't get why it only has 700 ratings, guys. Come on. Which I know you guys did a lot of it. I know you guys love it. So.
Okay, my next one was a 5-star read for me, and it has 812 ratings.
Okay.
So in this one, we have It's Bitter Rival by Emery Rose Andrews. So in this one, we have Daisy and Beckett. So Beckett's very wealthy, and his father passes away, and he has this vineyard. And Daisy is shocked to find out that he also left part of the vineyard to her. And he was her once upon a time, like when she was younger, stepfather. So Beckett was actually her stepbrother for a short amount of time in their lives when they were younger. Beckett is bitter, and he hates his father. And he's pissed about this because it says that they have to live and work on the on the vineyard, for 3 months, and be a part of the wine making process, like the harvesting of the grapes and all of that, for 3 months. And then at the end of those 3 months, if they want to, they can sell it, but they can't do anything until after they've done that. So Daisy shows up, ready to put in the work. Beckett is not really, he's really just angry about the whole situation. So the two of them really kind of arrive at this point with their own baggage, their own frustrations, and they have to try and navigate working together on the vineyard, or whatever we would call it. I guess it's the vineyard, the winery, as well as they have to live there as well. So it complicates it even more. This is a slow burn, but oh my gosh, I was hooked. Loved it. I don't understand why it doesn't have a lot more ratings than that.
Okay. The next one I have is Dark. It only has 331 ratings. And that is Your Heart Still Beats for Me by Corey Zahara. I've actually talked with Corey. I think she's actually going to rewrite this a little bit and extend it because it's not very long, but it was still really good. So this is about Phoebe and Mercer. Phoebe is a paraplegic, and she wakes up in this cell. And there's a guy next to her, like she has no clue how she got in there, but her wheelchair's not there, nothing's there. And then there's a guy in the cell with her as well, and he is conked out. It gives me like some Saw vibes, just FYI. Not like she has to do that, but it still gives me some Saw vibes. And then a voice comes over the speaker and says, if you want to survive the day, you have to finish this task. And it's either cut out your own heart, because the heart, she got a heart transplant, and the person over the speaker is like, you don't deserve it because the heart belonged to his the love of his life. And so he is like, you don't deserve it, so either cut out your heart or give this guy service him while he's asleep. And she has to make that choice, or while he's knocked out, she has to make that choice of whether to cut out her own heart or to do that. She does it. She feels very horrible about it. And then at some point, Mercer wakes up and they realize that they're in this situation together. He's not mad at her for what she had to do. He realized that it was survival, but every day something like that happens where they have to do something in order to survive it. And he is mute. He was in an accident and he doesn't speak because his tongue was cut pretty severely. And so this one, I feel like more people should be reading it. If you like dark, have at it. Nothing's as it seems, though. I love it when nothing's as it seems. So,
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So my next one only has 189 ratings. And again, it was a 5-star read for me.
Mm-hmm.
And that is Strange Love by Stephanie Blaise, I think is how we say her last name. So we have Ivy, and Ivy is, I think when the story starts, she's in her mid-ish 20s, and she's telling a story to her friends about how she knows hockey superstar Corey. And so this goes back to the 80s, when she is younger and she is kidnapped and forced to live in a cult and then eventually rescued. So when she comes home, she has to like learn kind of life again. And so she goes to high school, and Corey really, he just feels for her. And so he also is tired of girls constantly wanting his phone number and bothering him. And so he proposes to her that they just fake date, and she's like gonna help him like not have to deal with all this girl drama, and he will help her like kind of navigate high school, find her social status again, and all of that. And yeah, so she's just kind of retelling the story about how she knows him, and then why does she not know him anymore?
Okay.
You would love this, Jessica, if she was in a cult.
I love cults. In books.
Kidnapped
In books.
into a cult.
In books. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this next one is one you guys haven't heard me talk about before, because I just I'm finishing it right now, and I'm loving this book so much, and it deserves so much more hype. Now it is newer, and that's probably why it only has a few hundred ratings, but it's also, people are rating this one low because of the content, when it is everywhere blatantly obvious what this book is about, and people are just being assholes. So I would love for you guys to read it. I would love for you to rate it. But this is called Faithless Vows, and it's by A.M. Cray. And it is set in the 1950s. And there is a foreword at the beginning of this book where she tells us, hey, this is the 1950s. This is a mafia family in the 1950s. And so that encompasses everything that comes along with the times of the 1950s. So all the misogyny and stuff, that is still going to be in play here. So that is the reason why people are writing it down. And I'm like, you guys you're killing me, right? Like, she tells you that as part of the story. So people are just, again, being assholes. Anyhow, so this is about Alana and Ronan. So Alana is from Ireland. This is an Irish mafia. And when she is 10, her dad and mom and brother and her move to Chicago. Her dad is going to be the second in command to Ronan's father, who is the head of the mafia. Ronan is a few years older than her. And when they meet, like, they call her a little... a fae is what they call her, because she's or no, a she is what they call her, which is an Irish term for like a fairy. And she is just very very small, very petite, very dainty. And the first time he meets her, he sees her, and you know, he like does a double take, just they're young, they're kids. And then as they get older, when she is about the age of 15ish, 16, he's 18. The parents come to them and say that we've arranged a marriage between the two of you. When she turns 18, then they will get married. And again, he's a few years older, so I can't remember exactly how many. So then now you have, at the age of 16-ish, he comes to her and says, well, I want to start dating you because, we're going to get married, but I want to at least get to know the person that I'm going to get married to. And so they start dating. And then at the age of 17, even though he doesn't have to propose to her, he officially proposes to her. And he's trying to make this relationship real for the two of them. Well, behind the scenes, he's again a tiny bit older, and he's having relations with other women. And once he puts that ring on her finger and it proposes, he kind of steps back and does not do that anymore. He wants to make it real, but he doesn't really give her his whole heart. He is still doing things that he shouldn't be doing, even though she's underage and she's young and whatever. He still should not be doing these things. And so at the age of 18, they get married, and on their wedding day, she finds out some things. He betrays her in like a way that made me like, I'm not a pearl clutcher, but I was like, oh my gosh, like I was clutching. I was shocked. And then she takes off and runs away, and he's gonna have to grovel and do the things to get her back. But like, he's just, oh, it is so good. And it's a 5-star rating. It might even be on my top reads of the year for the year. And y'all need to be reading it, and people need to actually be rating it what it deserves.
Okay.
It's so good. So yeah. Okay.
Okay, my next one strays away a little bit from your typical romance. If you need more information on what I mean by that, you can send me a message. But I think when I talk about the book, people will understand where this is going to go. And so this one only has 183 ratings. And again, 5-star read from me. It is labeled as a historical romance. Again, think that through. This is called Ripper by Amy Cecil. And so in this, it's a Jack the Ripper type retelling. She actually has factual information at the beginning and kind of explains a little bit about the story. And so I would label this more as a historical thriller or a mystery. So we have Marie, who has become a prostitute in London, and she lives with this guy that doesn't really treat her super great. When she meets this other man who offers her a large sum of money to come and stay with him from the hours of 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. And so she agrees. But then she starts to really get freaked out about all the killings and that are happening and the Jack the Ripper things that are being talked about. And I'm going to leave it at that. It is very good. So good, my camera doesn't want to turn back.
Okay, so for my last book, this is another one that when I was reading it, I couldn't put it down. And I was reading it when Mandy and I were at Spicy Reads in California. And she can tell you that I did not want to put this book down. Like, all I wanted to do was read this book. And it breaks my heart because there's only 5 ratings on this book. 5. That is
Really?
it. Yes. And so that is Griffin Food by L.V. Lane. This was the newest release of hers that came out. I mean, it does come out this month. So I get it. Like, it's a longer book and people have not read it yet. But there's barely any ratings. And so this is about Violet. And Violet is, she's a princess. She's an Omega, and her sister is Queen. And her sister hates Omegas because the sister's husband, who we've seen these people throughout all of the Coveted Prey world, the sister is like the cruel queen, but her husband has cheated on her with Omegas and treats Omegas poorly. And so she knows that she has got to flee at some point before her sister finds out that she's an Omega. And so Violet is very studious. She's our bookworm, and she thinks that she can do anything just by learning about it, just by reading about it. And so one day she decides that she's going to take the stallion from the stables, and she's going to practice riding and teach herself how to ride. And then she's going to flee and go find Griffin. She's obsessed with Griffins. And so when she does that, she realizes she's bitten off more than she can chew. Stallion takes off. It's crazy. And that is where you have the 2 guards who are coming back, and our 2 guards, They're coming back from being out doing whatever they do during the day, and they intercept her and the horse, and she blackmails them into taking her on this adventure to find these griffins. And so that is what happens. Well, the thing is she is an Omega, and she's in complete denial that she's an Omega, and our two guards are just betas. And so as they're on this adventure for about a year, she will go into heat. She'll have like an early estrus kind of thing, and they will have to service her during this time, but yet they can't quite meet all of her needs. But she has amnesia during these times. Like, she will not remember that this is what's happening. So they're very studious with it. Like, they do their thing with her, and they take care of her very well. But then the minute that's over, she forgets that she's been intimate with these guys. And it's hard for them because they're falling for her. And, you know, griffins do come into play at some point. You guys got to read it. You guys got to read it. So.
Okay.
Okay.
So my last book is from an author we met at Spicy Reads, and that is Saving Ian Pope by Carol Erickson. This only has 33 ratings on it. So this is a One Direction type book. I don't know. I wouldn't call it fanfic, but loosely based on the band, she said when we talked to her. Okay. So anyways, in this we have Ivy. Ivy is a romance author, and she has set up like an outdoor book event type thing, and she is trying to promote some of her books. Her publisher has her out there giving away some books and signing them and things like that. And then we have Ian, who happens to wander up and is like comes upon her being kind of attacked by her Fabio life-size cutout. And so he helps her, and they start talking and kind of hit it off a little bit. It is a little on the insta-lovey side, but Ivy has a really shady past, and he is straight out of rehab and struggling with some things and trying to get himself back on track. In the meantime, Ivy's brother is blackmailing her. So, lots going on.
Mm-hmm. Lots going on. Okay. Is that it? That's it. That's it for More Hype.
I believe so.
Yeah, and I mean, these books were all great. They deserve so much more hype than what they're getting.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. So go pick them up. And Mandy's going to tell you what else to do. She likes to tell us what to do.
I like to tell us what to do.
Well, you like to keep us on schedule.
Okay.
You like to spreadsheet it out.
Make sure you check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and sometimes Wednesdays for new videos from us.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to check out the videos at the end of this video if you need more of us and you haven't seen them yet. And we'll see you in the next video.